So I'm a Takayuki Gonno. I'm a street photographer, and kind of a crazy place here.
Yeah. We're in.
Let's get a good shot. And today up is GRC. I guess so cloudy place, so this is a good option.
Nice. Yeah, the GR3 is about a 28 millimeter equivalent.
Also, right setup, 7.3 and 50 and 55.
Oh, nice. Great. So I guess we'll kind of make our way around this crowd. First question is, how did you get into street photography?
I also take a portrait. Yeah, paid work is a portrait. Street photography is for me it's a kind of art, and it's good practice for me. For how to use the camera and then composition and lighting shot.
Nice.
Basically, my style is so simple and light and shadow. So unique shade. I think this place is a good challenge.
Yeah, it's a bit challenging because there's a lot going on. The light's pretty flat right now because we're midday, and then we don't have a lot of working room. Winter, and the weather's been like super rainy, and I noticed that you still post consistently, you're still shooting in the rain, so how do you keep your motivation up through all of that?
For me, rainy day is something special. It's so moody, and the umbrella is unique, right? So, yeah, you should go out when it's rainy day. You need to get a good shot.
I agree.
Yeah, for sure. In LA, rain is so rare. So, yeah. Small compact camera. So my sub camera is Alpha 7 III.
Oh.
Really amazing.
So how did you choose the A7R5 with the 60 megapixels?
Yeah, it's a huge data. My side, basically I take the shot is wide, and after that I crop.
Oh, I see.
I can choose a composition. So well my style.
Yeah, because like the city is kind of centered on driving, so it's always kind of hard to stand exactly where you want to, right?
Yeah, and autofocus is amazing. So it's a good example. And the people in the center.
Oops, sorry.
Get one. You want it? No problem. Hey, you gotta blend in like chameleon.
Guess we'll go this way. Areas where you feel like you struggle with or used to struggle with?
I love the subway. But, you know, in LA it's not safe. I'm trying, but I don't go well.
Oh.
Yeah, and so popular place is better. I think a lot of photographers is coming and taking pictures, so it's normal. My favorite place is old Pasadena. It's a building and the architecture is so it's an old style. But the atmosphere is so nice.
Yeah. So you're talking about the Pasadena City Hall?
Yeah. Also, I love the downtown city. The architecture is so high and making a good shadow. Oh, you didn't. I choose the composition. Just wait when someone is coming. So I need a patience to get a good shot. And also some walking.
Yuki, I've noticed a lot of your posts recently have been like video clips, and it looks like there's a cinematic look going on.
Yeah.
So I want to ask, what are some of your favorite movies, and do you feel like they've contributed?
Many Many people like Batman or Joker looking like that. I love so much. So happy. Kind of like a bluish or greenish. When I started the photography, I learned a lot from like Instagram and YouTube. But nowadays, Instagram is not good, right?
I see.
Especially like AI or trend. I don't like it.
So you feel like we're going to be in trouble with all this AI content competing with us?
AI photography as a street photography. So it's okay, but as a street photography hub, it's not okay, I guess. And some people complain. Right?
I see.
Yeah. What do you think about AI photography?
I don't really like it. I think it's just like graphic design. It's not really ever able to create anything or say anything about what life is like at a given time or what someone's thinking. It doesn't have a perspective. It's just merely blending together a bunch of bits of pixels together for you. So I don't think it's that special or has anything to say. So I think the next thing to go from there, since we're talking about Instagram and YouTube, is like, who are some of your favorite photographers or YouTubers that you feel like are inspirational?
He's a legend, songwriter.
I know he's really famous for like the reflections, I think.
Yeah. Mona Lisa is so famous, right?
Oh, right. Yeah, Paola Franchi. So when you say classic style, that would be like old black and white film photography?
Oh, yeah, usually I use a GLC as only black and white. Today is, just in case I'm taking a colorway, but it's easy choice.
Yeah, I think the most famous black and white GR user was Daido Moriyama, right?
Yeah, so he's a legend. This is what?
Let's. I do a lot of street photography, but have like several pages, so it gets a little confusing.
Yeah, I don't get money from as a street photography. So I only get money as a portrait.
I find myself kind of combining a lot of my street photography and portrait techniques lately.
Yeah. Same here.
Because like, for example, I'll try to put this in the video when I actually post it, but I try to add more use of like shadows, reflections. I use more wide angles since I started shooting more street photography, I think, with my portraits.
So which focal length is your sweet spot?
I'm sorry?
Focal length.
My favorite focal length is probably 35 lately. I feel like it's very useful because you can kind of step in and get something kind of close to 50, but when you need it to, you can really like stretch yourself out and get something close to 28.
Yeah. For me, my sweet spot is a 50. But 28 and 85 is popular street photography. Yeah, I also love it.
Yeah, I think the reason why 28 and 35 are really popular recently is because of the people on the East Coast. They're going through a lot of crowded areas, kind of like we are today, and they like to get really close with 28 or 35. We'll go this way and have a little more room. So how do you feel like your background as a person, as a dancer, or any of that affects your street photography? Like, you know, you're dancing, so you probably see like people's movements and already kind of know where they're going to go or how they're going to move.
So my background is I'm a dancer and still dancing. And, photography is it was just my hobby stuff. Like off day, I don't want to move, I don't want to do anything, but I wanted to do something creative. So I studied the photography, and also dancers need a portrait, right? So yeah, I could help them. Just a camera. So it's a fun fact. I studied video and photography is GoPro. It was GoPro 7 or 3 years ago. No. Yeah, GoPro 7. And I take a lot of video and photo with GoPro, but
That has to be really difficult with that fisheye angle.
But I needed more like a professional one. So I bought the iPhone 7 III. And I got the 35. Samyang? Rokino? I forgot.
I think they're the same company.
Yeah, I got. And I studied. And so my study is videography. And some people say you want to grow as a videographer, you should try taking photos. It's a great practice. So I started search photography. And yeah, search photography is so fun. And nowadays I'm focused on search photography than videography.
So that actually just reminded me, like a lot of people are like, oh, I get so nervous photographing people or strangers, and what are your thoughts on that?
Get used to it. So first time it's so scary, right? I guess. But who don't care? But the video, the too much, too close, it's gonna be a big problem, I guess. So if you are a beginner short photographer, I recommend like a telephoto lens,
Right.
like 85 or more. Don't need too close.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of the progression, right? Like most people, they kind of start out with 50 or 85, and then it's like the more experienced you get, the wider your point of view gets.
Yeah, it depends on your subject and your style. So, for architecture, you don't need that. Same as me, like my subject is people, right? So, yeah, you should get like a telephoto and start taking it. Or zoom lens. So, which focal length is best? I'm not sure. So, just popular one is like 35, 50, 85, or 24. So you should try first time zoom lens.
Yep.
And you should decide.
And I almost feel like it's one of those unspoken things where it's like sometimes there's just a guy and you're like, you know what, let's just give this guy a little room when we'll stay away, and then other people you know you can get a little closer to, and it's kind of like a feeling, right?
So usually we are taking a portrait. It depends.
Portraits for me,
Outside or studio?
I have a mixture of studio and outside. I think lately I kind of like the beach just because it's very California, so it's almost like street photography. It's like, I might as well take advantage of the location. I also like the city because sometimes I'm nostalgic for the East Coast, so I have that series of pictures I did with Katie on the subway that I really liked, and then yeah, so those are probably some of my favorite locations. They're just downtown, like the Disney Concert Hall, using the subway, the beach, but also just Plain Studio is pretty good too. What about you? Your favorite portrait locations?
My friends from Japan. Popular place is everywhere because you like everywhere. Or Venice Beach. And then LA place or art district.
The Arts District. Yeah.
So popular one. It's easy to take.
Oh yeah, because no one's really going to bother you and say like, oh, you need a permit or any of that stuff. They're pretty easygoing in the Arts District.
I think a studio is the best because I can make like a lighting set. Outside is it's so fun, but it's so hard. Every time I must take a good shot. So.
Right, yeah, because we're often compromising between the composition and the lighting because the sun's in one direction. So you can see a composition that you like, but maybe the lighting isn't going to be the best in that direction.
Yeah,
but if you get the good lighting, the composition will change. So I think another interesting question is, being from somewhere else, how do you feel like maybe having a foreign perspective gives you an advantage or disadvantage with street photography here in Los Angeles?
So compared to Japan?
Yep.
So nowadays Japan is a bit different because let's say I take a shit of people and post the SNS kinda. And you can find like a place and who you are, so it's a big problem. But in LA, even though I take the photo and up to the SNS and something, it's no problem, right?
Yeah, I think what you're saying is that anywhere you take a photo in Japan, it's very recognizable, and people will have a problem with it. But here in Los Angeles, there are so many places that are like a white wall, and these shopping centers kind of look alike, so it's a little more anonymous, and we can post it much more easily.
Yeah. Japan, the people don't want to take photo of us. So they don't know how to use the picture. It's a publish or SNS, but SNS can watch the people all over the world.
Right, they're worried that you're going to be a pervert or something, possibly, especially if you're a woman in Tokyo or anywhere.
But it's like outfit. It's a kind of similar outfit. Tokyo is so crazy, but basically, but LA is so unique, right?
Yeah, I know what you mean. So like when you're riding the subway at rush hour, all the office men, salary men are wearing the same outfit, all the office ladies are wearing the same outfit. But here in LA, everyone's got a more distinct sense of fashion, and it's a little more casual.
I'm loving to take a photo in LA.
One of our last questions is, how do you like to learn and improve? Do you like to just practice street photography? Do you like to look at photo books, websites?
When I studied photography, I studied from YouTube, everything. Because I haven't used the camera system, so I didn't know anything. So I studied a lot from YouTube, like a YouTuber. So how to use a setting or I studied from YouTube or Instagram. But nowadays I'm loving to the back classic style. So I'm going to the bookstore and like a photography section, and it doesn't matter who's publishing, but I read alone. Colorway, composition, how to catch and how to use like a focal lens.
So I guess here in Los Angeles, that would be like the last bookstore with all like the used books is a pretty good one, right?
Yeah. I taken photo one day, and after that I spend a lot of time to feedback. So if I got a good shot, why I got a good one, or why this is a good, or why this is bad. And I feedback a lot of time. And after that, just keep this process. Just keep over and over. Just take feedback. It's important. Now, you don't need to go out to take photo every day. but I'm thinking about photography every day.
Yeah, I guess this part of the thing is like a lot of photography and improving is just like kind of sitting there and thinking about it, almost like meditating on it. And with when you say feedback, is that like asking a group for critique or is it like self-critique?
It's a self.
Yeah, I guess it makes me even a little nervous to show it to other people and be like, hey, tell me what's wrong and all of that.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's better when other people not be careful.
Ooh,